Welcome back to the 2021 Engine Pitch and Polish program. I'm your host, MCZ. Guys, don't you think the viewers know who I am by now? Hey? No? Okay, like I was saying, I'm your host, CZ James, and I wouldn't be here and none of this would be possible without the incredible generosity of our sponsors. So, a big thank you goes to Engen Petroleum, our title sponsor, Nedbank, our gold sponsor, Race Corp, our program organizer, and the Business Exchange, our venue sponsor. Last time I saw you, we had just finished up with the blue group contestants, which means that tonight we're moving on to the green group. But before we get cracking, let's see how things currently stand in the competition. Andile and Linton from the red group have made it through to the second round, and they are joined by Omar and Sidwell from the blue group. Who from the green group will join them? Time will tell. So I'm sure by now that you know that here at Engine Pitch and Polish, we like to spread the entrepreneurial love by sharing some of the learning that our contestants are receiving. Joining us again tonight is our favorite facilitator, Yasmin Ali, who spent some time with our contestants looking at the topic of the product. Take it away, Yas.
One of the most important pieces of any pitch is explaining your product. According to Elon Musk, all great businesses are built on great products. Unfortunately, what we experience is that most entrepreneurs don't really know what a good product is or how to build or explain it. With that in mind, in today's session, our contestants learned Race Corp's product development methodology. They learned the components that create value for their customer, something any investor will be focused on. And they learned the value of the story and how to craft a story for their businesses. Do you think that you've done this well enough? It may be the most critical component of your wildcard pitch. Everybody that cooks knows that the only way to really cook is to feel your food, right? You must do it with love, you must do it with heart, you must do it with gees. You must call on the ancestors to help you mix it, right? I am by culture, is what I'm going to call it, Cape Malay. And one of the humans in my ancestry is my great-great-great-grandmother. She was going to stow away on a ship and go wherever the hell that ship was going to take her. And as it turned out, it took her to the Cape. One of the things that she created was this salad dressing, right? And you know how recipes go, right? It goes from grandmother to mom to daughter, and this is how it's come into my hands. It does have a mayo base, because you always have to work with what you've got.
What is salty? Garlic.
Is the story worth something?
Yeah.
We made it into the size that the customer wants. We customized it to the portion that they want, so to what is usable for them. The next thing we did the work for them. You said it was the convenience that you'd pay for, right? But the story had value. The story had you guys buying it, right? Investors love new and exciting products. Products that stand out and that have differentiators that the market will love. It's usually the hardest part of being an entrepreneur, maintaining that special uniqueness in your product and in your business. A little hint, it's not always about the product. We also help our contestants sell their unique features. It's not just about having the solution, it's about making sure other people know about it, whether that person is your customer, an investor, or even a pitch and polish judge.
I have to say, I really love how Engine Pitch and Polish combines the suspense and excitement of the competition with lessons for all of us viewers as well. So cool, man. So cool. Speaking of suspense, here are our judges for tonight. Once again, in these intimidating seats are Zishan Abbas from Engen Petroleum, Monique China from Nedbank, and Alon Reyes from Race Corp. And going up in front of them first tonight is Modisa Kukrissa, the owner of Sipio Dialysis Center in Soweto, Gauteng.
Good evening, Modisa.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. How are you feeling?
I'm nervous.
You're nervous?
I'm nervous.
Are you ready for that pitch?
Yes, I am ready.
Are you ready? Modisa, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pitch and polish.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Modisa Kukrissa. I am a registered nurse by profession. In 2015, I co-founded a company called the Sipio Dialysis Center with a friend of mine, Hoshi Monama. The intention is to bring the dialysis service into the township, starting with Soweto. In the 5 years that we've been in the business, we have invested more than 2.5 million rands into the business. To date, our business has got 5 staff members. We have 7 dialysis machines with a maximum output of 21 sessions a day. Currently, we are doing 7 sessions a day, which amounts to about 30% of our total output. We are invoicing 160,000 a month. Our cost is 140,000. We are making a profit of 20,000 rands. Our biggest challenge is sales and marketing. With this opportunity in this competition, we feel this competition offers us an opportunity to make some little capital to invest in our challenge, which is the sales and marketing. And again, this competition will afford us an opportunity to learn and grow as entrepreneurs. I thank you.
Modisa, you didn't even use all your time. You had 12 seconds left, I think it was. Right.
Can I continue then?
All right, let's start with ladies first.
Hi, Modisa.
Hi.
I'm very glad that you've mentioned that you'll need the money to actually bolster your sales and marketing, because when I went onto your website, I didn't see anything that said that your treatments are medically recognized. Your name doesn't match. You know, you've got in one portion you've got Kukrissa, and another one you've got the other company. So I'm very, very glad that you've mentioned that's what you want to use your money for. So I don't actually have a question, because that's what I was going to ask, is what sales and marketing do you do?
Thank you.
Tell me, so how do you get paid? What's your revenue?
We build the medical aids.
You build the medical
Our
aid?
patients are medical aid members, so we build the medical aids.
So medical aid accepts you?
Yes.
Okay. And why do you think that patients will come to you rather than going to a state hospital?
Patients will come to us because of the care that we give, the experience that they will have in our unit in terms of us rendering the care to them. 2, we position ourselves close to where they live, which will cast on cost. Thirdly, we also offering a free transport for our patients.
Okay. How many branches do you have?
At the moment, we have the Soweto branch.
Okay. Is your intention to then roll out more than one branch, or just get to 100% capacity?
Our intention is to grow and go into other areas, tap into other areas. Hence, at the intro, I said we started the business to render the service in the townships, starting at Soweto, and we look into other townships areas.
Follow on, other than geography, what is your advantage to anyone else? We just heard Zishan ask about the state hospitals, but what about other people? If I want to come and compete with you and open next door to you in Soweto, why wouldn't I be able to compete?
The competition will always be there, but now the fact is the experience that the patients are having in our unit, because if one can visit our unit, then they're not going to go anywhere else, because the experience that they're going to have with us, because they can easily relate with us. Our staff are very professional. We give them the best service ever.
Okay, Modisa, thank you. Thanks for your pitch, and you are welcome to leave. Thank you.
Thank you.
Modisa seemed really confident and took the judges' questions in his stride. Now, before we meet our second contestant for tonight, we're giving away 2 discount vouchers for online learning programs, courtesy of WeGrow SA. WeGrow SA offers amazing deals from over 35 educational partners across 6 learning categories. So, how do you get your hands on these vouchers? Just head on over to our Facebook page and answer this question. How many kids does OJ currently teach per week? How many kids does OJ currently teach per week? They say successful entrepreneurs never stop learning, so I reckon lots of you, our viewers, are going to want to get your hands on one of these vouchers. And now, back to the action. As we meet our second contestant from the Green Group, OJ Langenfelt is the owner of Next Gen Learning and is from Rudaport in Gauteng.
Good evening, OJ.
Good evening, sir.
I see you took some tips from our fashionista Judge Zishan here with your smart outfit there.
I'll take that as a very, very big compliment, seeing how good Sir is looking.
He's looking good, eh? OJ, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pitch and polish.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is OJ. OJ Langenfelt. I'm 33 years old and I teach coding and robotics to primary and high school learners. I've been doing this for the past 8 years. And I believe the problem that we are facing at the moment is we have in excess of 12 million learners in South Africa. And we have this job where we have to teach these kids how to get them ready for future. How do we digitize them for a technologically advanced future? This will obviously help them with employability and help to future-proof them. Our solution is next-gen learning, my business, where we teach coding and robotics, as I mentioned. We can start as early as 8 years old and we can go all the way up till about 17 years old or grade 11. And we teach the basics of electronics, focus on programming, as well as robotics. Our target market is the 95,000 private school learners that is only in Gauteng, as well as the 5,500 homeschoolers in Gauteng. We focus on this group because it's easier to break into that market rather than focusing on the masses, which is in our government schools. With your investment of 650,000 Rand, I can see how I can grow my business at least tenfold over the next 2 years. That money will allow me to buy much needed hardware, also teaching material. Thank you so much.
OJ, the robotic alarm went off. All right, so maybe from one Doring
To another Doring.
yeah.
So OJ, I see you've got some nice robotics that you put there as well. Okay. How many students do you currently have registered in your program?
In our program. At the moment, I'm servicing 122 weekly, sir.
122 weekly?
Weekly, yes.
And
sir.
is it just yourself?
At the moment, it's just myself. Myself and my wife are in the business,
Yeah.
but she's handling the admin side and
Yeah.
also just the normal office where I then go out and actually go give the classes.
Okay. How do you scale that to 95,500 people that you just...
Yes, so that is our target market, but obviously it will be quite, for where we are now and even in 2 years' time, 95,000 is quite high. But tenfold of where I am now, if I could employ 6 people and then duplicate what we are doing at the moment, in 2 years' time I can reach at least 800 of the 95,000.
And our Rose, Monique.
Thank you. So your offering is very similar to another international company with a similar name as well.
Okay.
What I'd like to understand is from a value proposition.
Yes.
What do you offer these students post the training? Is there accreditation involved? Is there placement involved? What is it beyond just an extramural activity?
Very good question. At the moment, accreditation is difficult. Just in regard to, at the moment, the Department of Education does not have an SI standard yet that we can actually, I mean, I have a lot of competitors, especially in the Johannesburg area, where we can take our product and say, okay, can we see how we can get this as a qualification and compare it to something? So in that sense, we can't just yet get it accredited. Also, we do not have any placement yet. I focus on the primary school and the high school. Up until now, I must be honest, I've mainly come in, it's more popular in the primary school level, meaning the long term of it, and especially then speaking to your question, how does placement look after school? Is there a tertiary option? It's not on the cards yet, and that is something that we will take under advice.
OJ, from my perspective, I mean, I'm involved in a business that I invested in a business that does a digital format of what you're doing. So I get that there's a need out there. But my question is, now I'm going to give you the 650,000, you employ those 6 people, they build a relationship with the school, and then they say, what are we paying this OJ for? Like, let me just pay you directly. How are you going to prevent that?
Very, very good question. I think my answer to that would be in the 2 years, as much as they might be good teachers themselves, and as you say, they might be able to establish themselves, but I would still have to be the one to train them up. And at this moment in time, my teaching skill is one of the USPs that I would love to believe that I'm putting into this. Since last year, I've been studying organizational coaching, not with the view of being an organizational coach, but I love the coaching approach. And that is something that we are phasing into how we are teaching coding and robotics. The reason for that is I believe a lot of the things that we learn in coaching is so crucial, especially in those crucial teenage years that teenagers go through, and they might not have the vocabulary or the EQ to understand the different changes. However, we see them for 1 hour a week, and yes, we are focusing on future-proofing these learners, but at the end of the day, I'm firstly a teacher, and my focus is how can I equip my learner the best that I can. And that is something
we can't have a full second pitch. I'm afraid I'm going to have to say that it's now over.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you for coming through, and best of luck.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You may leave.
Thank you. All the best.
Well, the judges really seem to like OJ, but expressed some concern about the fact that he is the business. So what would happen if he wasn't around? I guess it's a question that a lot of entrepreneurs would struggle to answer. Do you think you could maintain your composure while being grilled by our judges? You do? Well, then maybe you should enter as a 2021 Engine Pitch and Polish wildcard contestant to take on our 2 finalists for the first prize worth 1 million rand. Go ahead. I dare you. All you have to do is go to pitchandpolish.com and submit your wildcard entry. When you hit submit, you'll get a unique number. Keep it safe. Maybe write it on your forehead with a permanent marker or something. I don't know. Anyway, the point is, you'll need it to answer all the wildcard questions that we ask at the end of each episode. Speaking of which, here's tonight's wildcard question. By qualification, what is Modisa's profession? By qualification, what is Modisa's profession? You can answer this question and questions from previous episodes on pitchandpolish.com. And we've come to the end of tonight's episode. From me, I'm CZ James, and the rest of the Engine Pitch and Polish crew, thank you so much for watching, and good night.